Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever wondered how some people seem to get so much more done in their day with the same amount of hours as you have? How they're able to achieve more while working less? A mentor gave me this book a while back when I was practicing real estate. It's written by Gary Keller, who founded Keller Williams, the largest real estate company in the world. And it amassed him a small fortune in the process. Now, even though I did switch to doing e-commerce full-time, this book has been one of the keys that helped me go from broke to business that's done over $2 million. So in this video, I'm giving you 7 lessons that act as a template for removing distractions and focusing your efforts to yield outsized returns while living a happy, healthy, balanced life in the process. Point number 1, singular focus, the master key to success. Now, Steve Jobs, the iconic co-founder of Apple, after returning to Apple in 1997, following his dismissal in the 1980s, Jobs faced the challenge of resurrecting a company on the brink of bankruptcy. Believe it or not. What did he do? He asked one critical question. What can we do that's both great and unique? Now, this led Apple to reducing its product line from 350 to just 10. By focusing on fewer products, Apple was able to ensure quality and innovation, setting the stage for legendary products like the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. In The One Thing, the authors introduced the concept of the focusing question. It helps us zero in on our most critical goal or task by asking, what's the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will become easier or unnecessary? The answer is hitting subscribe. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers, and all of you guys are really enjoying these videos, so thank you for coming along. But obviously, this answer would be different for everyone. The principle of singular focus stands in stark contrast from the distraction-laden world that we live in, where multitasking is often viewed as a prized skill. The author argues that singular focus allows us to channel our energy into a single, overarching objective, the one thing that deserves the most amount of attention. If you chase 2 rabbits, you will not catch either one. In today's fast-paced, multitasking world, maintaining a singular focus seems impractical and almost counterproductive. But studies have shown that multitasking can reduce our productivity as much as 40%. Our brains are just not designed to handle multiple tasks simultaneously, effectively. Instead, focusing on one task or goal at a time allows us to use our full potential and work more effectively. This is the power of the focusing question. It eliminates distractions and delivers clarity, driving us towards our one thing. Lesson number 2, the domino effect. Success is sequential, not simultaneous. Jeff Bezos started Amazon as an online bookstore in his garage. It was his first domino. From there, success fell like a line of dominoes. Amazon expanded into selling CDs and DVDs, and then electronics and toys, and eventually evolved into the everything store. Today, Amazon has revolutionized the retail industry, and Bezos is one of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. This was possible because Bezos focused on knocking over the first domino and then kept the momentum going. Having a singular focus allows us to take advantage of the second lesson, the domino effect. This lesson emphasizes the concept that success is achieved sequentially and not all at once. This notion is deeply intertwined with the first principle, the power of singular focus. By concentrating on one task at a time, we can create a domino effect, with each completed task pushing us closer to our ultimate goal. Gary also explains the power of momentum and how one falling domino can topple another 50% larger. If we visualized this, the first domino could be 2 inches tall. And if we set off a chain reaction by knocking it over, by the time it hit domino number 31, that domino would stand 3,000 feet taller than Mount Everest. And domino 57 could nearly bridge the distance between the Earth and the Moon. An exponential curve if I've ever seen one. This is often why it looks like some people have overnight success, because it's hard to see all the little fallen dominoes or goals behind the huge domino or goal that was just accomplished. Do not focus on the numbers. Focus on doing what you do best. It's about building a good foundation and then making one improvement after the other. We could argue that in the race to achieve more in less time, it's more productive to tackle multiple tasks simultaneously. While this might seem effective, this approach leads to divided attention and less optimal outcomes. The power of the domino effect allows for accumulated impact, where the success of one task propels the success for the next, creating a chain reaction that leads to significant progress. Lesson number 3, the power of habit, the engine of success. Now let's dive into the life of former Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps. Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time, holds a staggering 23 gold medals on his record. This immense success didn't come overnight though. A key driving factor to his success was this habit of practicing consistently, regardless of circumstances. His coach highlighted that Phelps trained every single day for 6 years straight, including holidays, birthdays, and even after things like his wisdom tooth surgery. This relentless commitment to his practice and the habits he built were the driving force in his path to Olympic glory. Gary draws our attention to the crucial role that habits play in shaping our destiny. Habits reduce the amount of resistance we face for a particular action over time. He argues that we should harness our discipline to form habits instead of relying on motivation. Habits, once established, ensure that we stay on track towards our one thing, even when our willpower and motivation dwindles away. The difference between successful people and others is the lengths they will go to form the right habits. Willpower and motivation are powerful driving forces, but they're also inconsistent and easily influenced by external factors. Habits, once formed, become a part of our routine that persistently guides us towards our goals, regardless of external influences or our internal state. An almost perfect example of the importance of habit can be seen with the online artist Beeple. He used to post his works of art daily, like every single day, rain or shine, in sickness and in health. Like whatever happened, he got a new piece of art posted to Instagram. For quite a long time, he didn't experience much of any payoff, but every single day he continued his habit. That was until he struck gold with an NFT selling for over $69 million. If he hadn't built a consistent habit for over 5,000 days of posting art, then he would have never had this kind of payoff. Lesson number 4, time, our most precious resource. Now you may know who J.K. Rowling is. Before she amassed the fame and fortune through her best-selling Harry Potter series, Rowling was a single mother, juggling responsibilities and facing financial difficulties. Yet she managed her time effectively, squeezing in writing during her daughter's nap time and on train rides. It was her dedicated commitment of time to writing that ultimately enabled her to create the magical world of Harry Potter that millions have come to love. Time is the most valuable resource and the focus of the 4th lesson. How we utilize this finite resource has a profound impact on our journey towards success. The author introduces time blocking, a practice for dedicating specific time slots to our most crucial tasks, ensuring that our one thing receives the attention that it deserves. Time on task, over time, eventually beats talent every time. Now, time blocking basically separates productive work from distractions so that you can tackle the things that you should be getting done while leaving time for you to get the things that you want to get done as well, like subscribing to my channel. Now, time blocking your entire life might seem rigid, hindering flexibility when things inevitably come up. The issue is that without structured time blocks, we run the risk of reacting rather than proactively steering our days. We leave ourselves vulnerable to less important tasks sneaking their way into our time that should be dedicated to our most crucial objectives. Time blocking enables us to take control of our schedules and priorities by focusing on the biggest, most important singular task at hand so that everything else can fall into place. In essence, even if you can make just one time block, you can make leaps of progress ahead. Even if you can't time block out your entire day, the whole focus here is to try and create at least one time block, ideally for 4 hours, so that you can focus on your one thing every single day. And even just starting with this single time block can be life-changing. With that time block set, you must protect your time block. That means nothing gets in its way, ever. This helps you ensure that no matter what else happens, your one most important task is getting done, and that will drive almost all of the results. Time blocking is a highly effective method of managing your time, and it's been used by Benjamin Franklin, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk. Lesson number 5, the bigger, the better. Think big. And speaking of Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, Twitter, Tesla, and more, perfectly illustrates the 5th lesson. Musk didn't limit himself to conventional possibilities. He envisions colonizing Mars, creating high-speed transportation with the Hyperloop, and making electric cars mainstream, which he's kind of already doing. Now, these weren't small goals by any means, and his visions have been the driving force behind the groundbreaking strides that SpaceX and Tesla have already made. In The One Thing, the 5th principle encourages us to think big. Keller urges us to shrug off these self-imposed limitations and allow our dreams to soar. It's this ambitious thinking, the big picture perspective, that acts as our guiding beacon, directing our decisions and efforts towards our overarching objectives. Don't fear big. Fear mediocrity, fear waste, fear the lack of living to your fullest. Now, some of you might argue that it's safer to stick to achievable, smaller goals, as the path is clearer and the risk is lower. While smaller goals are indeed safer and easier to achieve, they often limit our growth and potential. Gary breaks down the importance of setting your someday goal, and then distilling it into smaller bite-sized pieces that you can manage day to day. What can you look at on a 5-year, 1 year, this month, today, and right now goal that can start your dominoes toppling over in your favor? Whenever I've worked through this system of reverse engineering my goals, I'm left with a right now goal that gives me something that I can do right now, which will lead to success later on. Lesson number 6. The art of prioritization. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, showcases the art of prioritization. In her early days, Blakely used to sell fax machines door to door while working on her business idea during the nights and weekends. She faced a plethora of tasks and complications, but knew that her priority was to develop and innovate her product, a comfortable, invisible undergarment for women. She focused her energy and time into patenting her product, creating a prototype, and marketing it in retail stores, one domino at a time. But her ability to prioritize these tasks, even while balancing a day job, was instrumental in Spanx becoming a billion-dollar company. In The One Thing, Gary stresses the importance of prioritization. It's not enough to be focused on one thing, it has to be the right thing. Effective prioritization ensures that our time, energy, and resources are all channeled into the tasks that have the highest potential for impact on our overall goals. The Pareto principle describes how 20% of the effort can be traced to 80% of the results. A quick way to narrow down things on your list of to-dos is to separate them into could do and should do. Then the should do's get moved to a success list, and that can be what you start with. If you don't feel like your tasks are important or don't know which ones to choose, this is the ultimate challenge. The ability to discern these high-impact tasks and prioritize them is what propels us towards success, fostering efficiency and yielding impactful results. Good thing that the author of the book gives us a solution to finding these tasks as well. We just go back to the focusing question. What's the one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? Consistently asking yourself this question gives you the answer for what to prioritize, what to do prior to everything else. Lesson number 7, the balancing act. Succeeding holistically. The journey of television producer Shonda Rhimes demonstrates lesson 7 perfectly. In her book, Year of Yes, Rhimes shares how she realized the importance of balance and began transforming her life. Known for her workaholic tendencies, she was juggling multiple high-profile shows such as Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. She was missing out on important aspects of her personal life, including time with her children. This led to her Year of Yes, where she decided to say yes to things that scared her and took her out of her comfort zone, which was work. This journey helped Rhimes establish a better work-life balance, allowing her to find more personal happiness while still maintaining professional success. While The One Thing emphasizes a singular focus, it does not ignore the importance of balance. While it's important to be focused and committed to one thing, it shouldn't be at the expense of other significant areas of life, like personal health, family, or even leisure. Work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. The other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and integrity, are made of glass. If you drop one of these, it will be irrevocably scuffed, nicked, and perhaps even shattered. I like to imagine a tightrope walker. If they were to lean too far to one side, they would inevitably lose balance and fall. Similarly, if we focus excessively on one area of our lives, other areas will suffer, leading to overall imbalance and dissatisfaction. Success is not about excelling in just one of these areas. It's about nurturing and growing all of the areas that matter to us. This is where the principle of balance comes into play, ensuring that we can achieve success while maintaining a personal well-being. The beautiful thing that I've found about The One Thing and using its principles is that you buy back more time by focused work than you would by simply working harder. Singularity of focus is how we knock over the first domino and build momentum to topple larger and larger goals each day. The habits we build are the engine for success that drive us forwards even on our worst days, and hopefully allow us to never waste our most valuable resource, time. With a huge goal and prioritized action by using the focusing question, you'll have the ability to build out a balanced, successful life that's well-rounded so you're happy as you reach your goals. Aristotle's wise words echo here. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. This was a new type of video for me, so let me know what you think of it down below. And as always,